There will be those who believe their study of you gives them control over you. They think if they can map the way you breathe under pressure, they can predict the way you will move in battle. These people, whether they are competitors, critics, or the voices of doubt you have inherited from your past, come armed with expectation. They expect your confidence to be an act. They expect your silence to be a mask for hesitation. They expect your victories to be accidents that cannot be repeated under deliberate pressure. The more dangerous the observer, the more convinced they become that they can strip you down to something predictable. That is why your greatest weapon is not the ability to attack first, but the ability to remain impenetrable when attacked. This kind of presence does not come from last-minute preparation. It is forged in the long, quiet hours when no one is watching you train. It is built when you keep your word to yourself, even when the task feels beneath you. It is strengthened when you refuse to let the frustration of the day alter the clarity of your decision-making. You must carry yourself like a fortress that has survived 1,000 sieges, each scar in its walls another reason it still stands. When an enemy, literal or symbolic, studies you and cannot find the fault line to press, they begin to doubt themselves. And that doubt is the beginning of your victory. You are not in this life to dodge every strike. You are here to make your position so costly to assault that even the most dangerous killer in your path lowers their weapon before the first blow is dealt. Your life is filled with what I call silent assassins. These are not the obvious threats that storm through the gates. These are the subtle forces that wear down the unprepared. The co-worker who undermines you with casual remarks. The friend who questions your ambition while claiming to protect you from disappointment. The competitor who smiles in public yet schemes in private. They watch you with the patience of a sniper, looking for cracks in your resolve. The reason they study you is because they believe that every human being can be worn down over time. And in most cases, they are correct. The average person lives without self-discipline, without the quiet strength to stand firm in the face of prolonged pressure. But you must not be average. You must train in such a way that every attempt to wear you down only polishes the armor. This is not a mindset you switch on when needed. It is a constant state of being. The food you eat, the hours you sleep, the words you speak, the work you do when no one is there to applaud you. These are the bricks that build the fortress. If you crumble when watched, it is because you have not built yourself when unseen. So build relentlessly, not to prove to others that you can endure, but to make it impossible for their endurance to outlast yours. When they realize that, they will walk away, not because they have mercy, but because they have met their limit. The most lethal opponent is not always the loudest one. Often, it is the one who waits for you to give them permission to act. They will disguise their attack as opportunity. They will tempt you into making a move you cannot defend. They will wait for you to operate from impulse rather than intention. And when you do, they will strike. That is why the discipline of patience must be your constant companion. Patience is not passivity. It is the refusal to be moved until the terms are in your favor. A killer may have the advantage of surprise, but you must have the advantage of control. Every decision must be weighed against the long-term cost of losing your position. There will be moments when striking first feels like strength, but in truth it is surrendering to their plan. The one who holds the weapon does not always hold the power. Power belongs to the one who can make the weapon irrelevant. And that is achieved by forcing the opponent to see that their timing, their angle, and their preparation have all been miscalculated. When you live like this, you do not just survive encounters with dangerous forces. You make those forces question whether they are as dangerous as they believe. When they study you, they will look for fear. Do not give it to them. When they push, they will look for overreaction. Do not give it to them. When they provoke, they will look for a break in your composure. Do not give it to them. The absence of these responses will unsettle them more than any counterattack. You must become fluent in controlled silence, the kind that makes people realize they have not been reading the full map of who you are. This is not the silence of weakness. It is the silence of a storm gathering its full force. It is the knowledge that you can respond at any moment, but have chosen not to. Because the longer they stand there holding their weapon, the heavier it becomes in their hand. And soon, they will feel it. The doubt will creep in. They will wonder if their plan was flawed from the start. They will wonder if the study they relied on was useless. In that moment, you have already won. They will drop the weapon, not because you forced them to, but because they no longer believe it will work. This is the kind of psychological dominance that makes the rest of your life easier. Once they know they cannot break you, they will not waste the effort trying again.